video, I'm going to show you how to fingerpick the blues on your guitar in 5 simple steps. This fingerstyle blues tutorial will have you playing both the accompaniment and the melody parts to a blues song on one guitar. The result is a very impressive fingerstyle approach you can apply to any blues riff or melody, transforming the simplest of ideas into a full-blown fingerpicking blues arrangement on your guitar. Hi, I'm Simon Candy from Acoustic Guitar Lessons Online.net, and one of the most satisfying things you can do as a fingerpicker is to fingerpick your way through a blues on your guitar. It's a lot of fun when you can sit there and play chorus after chorus of a blues without needing anyone else to play along with you to make it sound full and complete. Today, I'm going to walk you through one way of fingerpicking the blues on your guitar that involves the constant pedaling or plucking of a lower open string with your thumb while your fingers play riffs and melodies on the higher strings. The lower open string that you'll be plucking will imply a chord of some sort, depending on what you're playing on the higher string. To begin, I'm going to show you the scale that we're grabbing our riffs from today. And it's actually a little bit of pattern 1 and pattern 2 minor pentatonic scale. Now, the blues we're going to be playing and arranging is in the key of E. Okay, so that means we're going to be playing E minor blues pentatonic scale, and I've got a bit of both patterns here. I'm starting on the open 4th string, pattern 1, open position, E minor pentatonic scale, and I'm working my way up, and when I get to the top string I move up 2 frets into pattern 2, and I come down pattern 2 until I get to the 3rd string, and I revert back into the pattern 1 position and finish where I started on the low D string. Okay, so once more, starting on the open 4th string, pattern 1, then moving up on the 1st string to pattern 2, starting from the 5th fret and coming down. And when I get to the 3rd string, I come back into pattern 1 territory and finish where I began on the open D. So that's the first step, get the pentatonic scale pattern down, and that's where our melodies are going to come from. Step 2 is bring in the bass, just in a very simple mechanical way. Okay, and what we do is we use the thumb, and the thumb is going to pluck an open E string with every note in the scale. We're also going to mute the E string with a palm mute with the palm of our hand as we pluck it with the thumb. This is so that the bass, the accompaniment, will sit back in the arrangement, and anything we play on the higher strings, melodies and riffs and so forth, stand out. They'll be up front. We'll get more of a contrast between the two parts. So mute a bass with the thumb, open low E string with every note of the scale. So it sounds like this. So step 1 is the scale that we're grabbing our riffs and melodies from. Step 2 is bringing in the low open E string that's muted with the thumb and playing it with each note of the scale. Okay, so step 3, we're going to develop a little bit more contrast, separation if you like, between the bass being played with the thumb, so the accompaniment, and the scale from which we are shortly going to draw some riffs and licks from. So what we do here is we're going to maintain playing the scale on the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, etc. But the thumb is going to play a swinging 8th note feel, which would sound like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, muting as we were talking about earlier. Okay, so it's a little bit more challenging now because the parts are sort of branching out and doing more contrasting things. Swinging 8th note feel against a quarter note feel in the scale, and it sounds like this. Okay, so that's the swinging 8th note feel with the thumb against the quarter note feel using the fingers playing the scale. Okay, so let's grab a riff now from our scale. This is step 4, and so I'm going to grab a little riff from the top part of pattern 2, okay, from the overall scale configuration I showed you earlier, and my riff is going to go like this: 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4. Okay, so I've got a little bit of a call and response thing there that's so typical in blues, where you have a phrase, it's like a question if you like, and then you answer it with a very similar phrase, but something's different, you know, in the answer, if you like. Okay, so that's my phrase, the call again. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4. Okay, now all I need to do is add the low E string, and what's happening here is the E string is implying the E7 chord. I'm not actually playing that chord, you're not hearing it, but you're hearing it implied by the open E string. That's enough to give us the chord, or the you know, to imply the chord. And I'm going to play my riff as I constantly pluck that swinging eighth note fill we were talking about earlier. And this is step 5, bringing in the low open E string with your riff. So that would sound like this. Okay, and you get a really cool sound that's nice, full and complete. You got the accompaniment and you got the riff on top. Okay, and the work we've done up until just before that part sets the foundation for you to be able to do that when you're putting the thumb with the scale and starting to build the independency between the two parts. Now what's really cool is in an E blues, such as what we're working with here, the next chord is A7. And of course we've got a low A string. So I can pedal that low open fifth A string just like I did the sixth string, the E, whilst playing the same little phrase and imply an A7 chord. And the phrase will sound different because it's being played over a different implied chord. And that would sound like this. Okay, really cool. So now E7, A7, we have just covered the first 8 of the 12 bars of a blues in E. And I'm going to put that together for you so you can hear it in a little bit more completion here. So the first 8 bars being 4 bars of E, 2 of A, back to 2 of E. So let me show you how that would sound. Into the A, back to E. So very cool, we've got the 2 parts working together now across the format of the first 8 bars of a blues. So let me reinforce this again for you, or reinforce it for you, with a different phrase from the same scale. So this time I'm going to play this phrase. 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4. Okay, so there's my phrase. Little call and response thing going on there again. And now I've just got to bring in the low E string and practice playing it with that to imply the E7 chord of our blues in E. So that would sound like this. And then I would take the same phrase, nothing changes with the phrase itself, but I play it against the A string to imply the A7 chord of our E blues. And that would sound like this. And then I format it so that it fits the first 8 bars of an E blues. 4 bars of E, 2 of A, 2 of E. So that would sound like this. To the A, back to E. So there's the first 8 bars implying the E and A7 chords with the low E and A strings of a blues in E, and just another little example of a phrase coming from our scale. Okay, so the last thing we've got to contend with here, to complete our blues is the B7 chord. Now, we're not going to have an open B string, not low enough anyway, on our guitar to pedal. But that's fine, it doesn't have to be an open string. Open strings do make things a little easier and open up some more possibilities, but we can just simply hold a B7 chord here, an open B7, and use our thumb to pedal the root note of that chord, therefore implying a B7 chord, just like the E and A strings were implying an E7 and A7 chord. Now we're only on B7 for a bar here, so we might do something pretty simple like okay, just a little melody on top there. Okay, you could do anything. But if I fit that into the last 4 bars of our blues, where it then goes into A for a bar and then back to E, well, I can continue, implying those chords as I did previously earlier in the arrangement with the open E and A strings. So the last 4 bars of the blues might sound something like this. Okay, and that completes the full 12-bar arrangement of our blues in E. So let me put all that together so you can just get an idea of how this sounds in its completion. Now when I do this, I've got a little arrangement where I'm kind of combining both blues riffs that I was demonstrating before against the E and A strings. Okay, so it's a little bit of a combination and then coming into the B7 in the last 4 bars. So that would sound like this. Okay, awesome. So that's how effective simply plucking low open strings to imply chords and then playing riffs and melodies on the higher strings can sound when you put them together. It takes a little bit of getting used to get the independency of the thumb and the fingers, absolutely, so take your time with that. But then work your way through the examples I've given you in today's lesson, but more importantly, apply the concept here. Okay, so the examples are just that, examples, and if you learn those, you'll get some technique and that's great and the idea, but you won't be able to apply it yourself until you actually do that lots of times. So you could take, just create your own riffs. It can be something really simple. It could be, or even simpler. Or maybe that as a call and a response. I'm just making this up, right? But once you've got your idea, then bring in the low E string. Okay, and then you try it against the A. Okay, just take little ideas, make them really simple, and then arrange them with the thumb playing the swinging 8th note feel in the bass to provide the accompaniment. And if you do that and you apply these concepts, you will master them. If you like this fingerpicking blues approach I showed you in today's video, then you will love this free ebook audio, How to Build Your Very Own Acoustic Guitar Fingerpicking Blues Song. Now, in this book, I break the 12-bar blues down into 4 key areas, making it easier for you to understand the structure of a blues. The whole book then goes about showing you how to approach each one of these areas of the blues with a variety of fingerpicking riffs, licks, and approaches from which to create your arrangement. The best thing is, I'm going to give you an inch and then show you how to take a mile, and by that, I mean I'm demonstrating to you how to create variation upon variation of a fingerpicking blues using the riffs you learn in the ebook. You can think of each riff like that of a puzzle piece. However, unlike a puzzle, there is more than one way to connect your riffs together to create a fingerpicking blues. This is the key to coming up with your own arrangements. So click the link in the description below this video and download your free ebook audio, How to Build Your Very Own Acoustic Guitar Fingerpicking Blues Song. Let me know in the comments section what acoustic guitar topics you would like to see covered in future videos. I love to hear your suggestions. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to hit the notification bell button so YouTube can tell you when I've released a new video. This is Simon Candy from acousticguitarlessonsonline.net. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I really appreciate your time and I do look forward to seeing you in the next video.